Hello Virgo, welcome. We're going to do your reading for the middle of November. So this will be the week of 11/15. And we do have the first eclipse coming up in Taurus. So now that will be trine to your sign. In Virgo, so definitely a strong eclipse for the earth signs. And as an added bonus for the earth signs, I am doing this reading on the 11/11 portal. You can see I've got my two golden healers here. I just did a meditation right at 11:11 a.m. and then decided to get into your readings for the middle of November. So hopefully we have some really nice energy to bring in for you for your mid-month reading. Now this won't resonate for every Virgo out there, though it is my intention that it resonates in some way for everyone that watches. But if you find that this does not resonate for you, please go ahead and check out your other placements. And also, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'd love for you to leave me a comment down below. So, what's going on for Virgo? We have the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Justice, the Eight of Wands, excuse me, and the Lovers, the Four of Swords, the World, and the Hermit. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Cups. So certainly some choices here. I do really feel right off the bat that this is going to be potentially a challenging week for you, Virgo. When it comes to potentially a love situation coming to a close. We will certainly go deeper into the cards here and see what is coming through specifically. But I do feel like, you know, part of a full moon eclipse is that there are endings that take place in order to allow for the next cycle to begin. And I do feel like there is some kind of difficult situation coming to a close for you. And it could be a lot of purging going on for you. So we're going to get right into this and see what's going on. Now, in your strength, so let's keep that in mind. This is your strength row for the week. We have hostilities, conflict, and unrest. And you can see that full moon behind her. And she's pulling that full moon energy down into her being. So I do feel like there's probably some conflict that you've been dealing with here. Could even be some serious betrayal type energies, some lies and deceit that you are coming into awareness of if you haven't already been aware of them already. For some of you, this could actually be a divorce situation that has kind of unfolded and may be coming to a close for you mid-November. Could be dealing with a Libra. Definitely a lot of air here in your first row. But I do feel like there's healing here involved with this Four of Swords. So I do feel like even if you were kind of in this chaotic energy at this time, there is healing taking place. And we'll speak more to that when we get to this outcome or potential outcome, because I do think there is light at the end of this tunnel. But let's try and see what's going on here why this is showing up as a strength, even though at first glance it looks like something difficult. With the Seven of Swords, we have the Two of Cups and the Star card. You could certainly be dealing with an Aquarius here. But I feel like what is going on here, again with that healing theme with the star showing up, I do feel like you had a significant life partner, soulmate here, that either decided to bail or was deceptive, you know, creating a lot of confusion, trying to cloud a situation so that it kept you confused in order to serve themselves. With the Justice card, we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Moon. So in some ways, I do feel like you put in a lot of work into this situation. And I feel like part of what's showing up as your strength here is that this conflict, this issue that came up, was in a lot of ways a way in which your experience was kind of molding you. What I also feel like here is that someone was very obviously working, I almost want to say undercover, to again create this illusion of togetherness with you, or this illusion of maybe even balance in that relationship, when on some level you recognize that was not actually true. I think your intuition with this particular dynamic was probably screaming a lot of the time. With the Four of Swords, we have the Ace of Swords and the Four of Pentacles showing up together. So I do feel like this is someone you were probably retreated from when it comes to communication. You may be blocking this person, refusing to communicate. I also feel like the truth of what has been going on has come out. It is not hidden anymore, and that could be something that has obviously put you in a very defensive, self-protective position. So let's see. I think that the bonus here, the strength in this is that it has come out. The truth is out, and there's some healing happening as a result of that truth being revealed, even if it was a hard truth, if that makes sense. So in the challenge position, we have the wounded child. It says, awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So I do feel like, one, you may be dealing with someone who has a very wounded inner child here, and that is why some of this happened, some of this deception, right? I also feel like there's something about this experience that is going to allow you to open up in the future as you heal. I do feel like something about this situation is going to allow you to kind of help others with maybe a similar wound that they encounter. And it's like it will allow them to actually, excuse me, close the cycle of like recreating this scenario in their lives. So for example, if we were children and we grew up in a codependent household where our parents were codependent on one another. That inner child will often recreate that later on in a subconscious way. That's what's happening. And then we find ourselves in the same kind of energy that we witnessed when we grew up. And so I feel like that can be a cycle that just keeps escaping us. We keep thinking, oh, I'm never doing that again. And then somehow we find ourselves back there yet again. And I do feel like there's something about this situation that really brings you awake about it, and helps you to close that cycle by doing some of that healing. But also will allow you to help others in the future with the same kind of pattern. So let's see here. With the Seven of Pentacles, okay, keep pulling two cards. We have the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So it's like doing the work is what I want to say here. Doing the work to really heal is not going to be easy. You can kind of feel like this slippery thing that kind of tries to like you try and grab a hold of it and it slips through your hand. That's kind of the feeling I get, like why it's challenging. And so it continually needs evaluated and a close look, right? With the Eight of Wands, we have the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So I really feel like it'll help you to, like, doing this healing, consciously going in and working with this inner child. And I do feel like it has something very closely tied to an abandonment wound, is going to help you to move forward and come out of this cycle, right? We do have the World here. And we have the Page of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. So I do feel like it allows you to step into an independent energy, like where you are completely self-sufficient and not in a codependent kind of dynamic. It helps you to kind of reach this point of independence where the next relationship, for example, would be interdependent rather than codependent. Now that's just an example, of course. That might not be the exact wound that you're dealing with here, but definitely pay attention to, look at your own history. Look at what you experienced as a child, what was demonstrated for you. And that usually shouts exactly what your inner child tries to recreate, right? But ultimately, one thing I want to mention here, obviously, it's not going to be easy, but I want to, this has happened twice, where this has pinged me, so I want to make sure I mention this, is to ensure that you are introducing a very strong level of compassion with yourself. Forgiveness for yourself, right? That's important that you, anytime you feel resentful or frustrated about the experiences that you've endured as a result of perhaps decisions that you've made or things you've manifested, in order to recreate this cycle for yourself, make sure you're giving it love rather than judgment. So, now that we got that out, we have the Cracked Open card. So this is in the potential position. So we have Rock Bottom. It says surrender to the alchemy of life. So you can see how she's like split down the middle. And of course, this is a very difficult experience here, but you can see that the light is emanating from within her now. And so, again, there's this potential here for you to shine a light. See how there's a snake on this path for this hermit here. To shine a light on something and really rebuild from a more conscious, healed place. So, Page of Swords, the Lovers, and the Hermit. I do see that you're potentially like pulling back and really going into a dark night of the soul kind of self-reflection energy here. You may actually pull and remove yourself from relationship dynamics altogether for a period of time to allow this healing to take place. So let's see. I do feel like there's communication here coming in from someone. I don't know that you're going to accept it. So but it kind of gives, it's also this investigative energy where you're really kind of looking at maybe even, let me go as far as to say the gifts that were in the deep, deep, dark aspects of this relationship. There was some wisdom that you could tap into moving forward. Page of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. If this was a marriage, and the Four of Cups, I do feel like this spouse, ex-spouse, or whatever is going to attempt to communicate, and I do think that you are going to reject that offer of communication. They may also be keeping an eye on you and find that you are completely disinterested in any kind of interaction with them. So take that as it resonates. With the Lovers, we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Justice card. So I almost feel like this person wants to come forward and have a new beginning with you. I do feel like this is most likely the person that you've had this unrest with in the past. Could be a Libra, Gemini. Like I said, we had a lot of air showing up here. We had Aquarius as well. But it could also be a new offer coming in here. Now, I kind of get this feeling that you're still very much in this healing zone, very pulled back, like I was saying with that Hermit showing up. We have the Three of Pentacles and the Lovers. So, okay, well, I do feel like somebody here, it may not even, I do feel on some level you've taken a deep dive into the dark here with this. This has not been an easy situation, but I also kind of feel like you could be dealing with someone here that was forced into a similar rock bottom situation. So keep that in mind. I do feel like they're going to reach out. I do feel like they want to rebuild. I really don't feel like this is a new person. It could certainly be for some of you. I'm definitely getting strong air sign energy here. Also some Virgo showing up. So take that as it resonates. But it does look like either way, regardless of what that outcome may be for you, I do feel like after this experience and you go into this healing mode, you are going to rebuild. And I do feel like there will be a soulmate match for you that can meet you on a more honest, truthful, and balanced level. And that could very well be the healing that you bring into that new dynamic, that healed cycle within you. And it could even be something that you present to a new partner as well. So hang in there, Virgo. It is coming to a close here, this hard cycle. So I wish you the best. My heart goes out to you. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.